Shout out to this fan for coming up with the idea to this video. If you have any cool ideas for a future video, let me know in the comments below. I may just give you a shout out. Qui-Gon Jinn comes face to face with Count Dooku on a deserted battlefield. Each are armed with their own designated lightsabers. This is a battle to the death. Who wins the battle of the Master and the Apprentice? What's up, Net Soldiers? I'm Net Alliance, and today I've brought you another Versus. If you'd like to check out any of my other Net Versus, there will be a link to my Net Versus playlist in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more Star Wars content. But with that said and out of the way, let's begin. First, let's take a look at Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn is very skilled with a lightsaber, being trained by Count Dooku himself. Also, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Darth Maul for a very long time. And although he did lose to Maul, I do feel that under different circumstances, he probably would have won. Qui-Gon is also very in tune with the living Force, being able to transcend the physical plane and come back as a Force ghost. Now, I actually believe in the new canon, he actually isn't a Force ghost anymore, but at one time he was, so I don't know what they're doing now. But whatever the case, he's able to speak to Yoda and Obi-Wan after his death, so that's pretty powerful. Qui-Gon is also able to keep a very calm and collected mind in combat, which is very important, especially when you're facing off against a foe like Count Dooku. Now for cons, Qui-Gon Jinn's major con in my opinion is the fact that his age has taken a toll on him. As I previously mentioned in his fight with Darth Maul, had Qui-Gon been 20 years younger, he would have been able to take Maul down easily. Well, maybe not easily, but he still would have won in my opinion. But as their fight reached its conclusion, Qui-Gon grew very tired, and therefore, he fell to Darth Maul. Now let's move over to Count Dooku. For pros, Dooku is a renowned swordsman, being regarded to be on par with both Mace Windu and Yoda in lightsaber skill. He is also extremely powerful with the Force. As we saw in the end of Attack of the Clones, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Yoda's Force powers, and he still managed to pull a stalemate. Also, speaking of his Force abilities, Dooku is able to use the Force to manipulate his body, allowing for more speed and precision against a foe. Now for cons, Count Dooku is 10 years older than Qui-Gon, and although, like I previously mentioned, he's able to use the Force to move his body like he did when he was younger, using the Force in that way for an extended amount of time can be very taxing on your physical body as well as your Force endurance. And so if Qui-Gon is able to hold off against Dooku for a while, Dooku could run out of energy. So before we get to the verdict, as you can tell, this fight would be pretty tough. But in the end, once you weigh the pros and cons against each other, I think it's pretty obvious who would actually win. So with all the pros and cons laid out, I declare the winner is Count Dooku. Now, I personally wanted to pick Qui-Gon Jinn because Qui-Gon Jinn is my favorite character, but I keep my verses unbiased and I pick from the pros and cons, weigh them against each other, and I decide the victor from those. And when it comes down to it, Dooku is just on a whole nother level than Qui-Gon, both in terms of lightsaber skill and Force power. Now, I couldn't say Count Dooku would just stomp on Qui-Gon, but I do believe after a lengthy duel, Qui-Gon Jinn would start to get tired, while Dooku is still fresh and calculating. And so, I believe Qui-Gon Jinn would die almost the exact way he did against Maul. For if the fight were to last long enough, his stamina would start to drain, and although his mind would stay focused, his body would just not be able to keep up anymore, resulting in his death and Dooku as the victor. But of course, that's just my opinion. What's your opinion on this? Who do you think would win? Let me know in the comments below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more Star Wars content. And until next time guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.